What up, fam? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Summer House Martha's Vineyard Season 2, Episode 3 review. So we begin where we left off last week with Nick going into Jordan's room and asking her and Summer, do they ever feel uncomfortable around him? And Jordan was like, yeah, you can get a little handsy at times, but it's not like you're a creep or a weirdo or anything like that, but you just need to be more cognizant of what you do, especially when you're drinking. So you could tell he was very put off by this, shocked by this. He was pacing the floor and he was like, I just don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. You could tell he was embarrassed. Because you could tell he's very prideful about his reputation and how he's perceived in the world. So hopefully moving forward, he'll, get it together. Okay. And just respect the fact that you do have somebody at home. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all got going on, the way you move is disrespectful on just any type of level. So we then see everybody getting ready for Shanice's neon party that night that she's throwing. And we find out this is her first time ever throwing a party ever. So Shanice calls her mom, who is white. I don't know why I didn't think she was mixed. But yeah, she's, mixed. Her mom's white. And she tells her mama about Summer saying that, she's the worst dressed person in the house. Baby, you could tell her mama hang around black people. Mama was like, does she feel like she's your competition or something? I would tell her, you want to act like you're 14? Your opinion doesn't count anyways. I probably would have knocked the out of her. And I was like, oh yeah. Either mama hang around black people, came up in the hood, was raised by black people, but mama got some flavor, honey. Mama was not having it with Miss Summer Girl. And I was like, Shanice, you need to get a little bit of your mama up in you, honey. So at the party, Noelle is flirting with Alex. They got a little something going on here. She's really cute. You could tell she's young too, by the way. But, I was liking what I was seeing. So during this pool party, Jasmine is continuously trying to hide this pregnancy, but all the signs are there. They have a slip and slide competition, and when she has to go down the slide, she goes down on her side. And then at the end, they're supposed to do a shot or whatever, playing flip cup. She didn't take her shot. Like, all the signs are there, girl. Like, I don't understand why she was lying. Shanice's friends, Hendrix and another guy, ends up popping up. The Hendrix dude was, he was cute. He gave a little chimichanga flavor or whatever. And he was on Noelle. Like, they were flirting with each other. And Alex was looking kind of feeling some type of way about it. And I was like, Noelle, that's how you show out. That's how you show out, girl. That's how you do it. Yeah, I got my eye on you, but I got my eye on him too, okay? And I wish she would have kept that energy. I wish she would have had somebody like me in the house to steer her right, because the other heifer steered her wrong later on. So Jordan tells Shanice that she had to go off on Summer before they got to the house, because they were out in front of Jordan's building one night, and Summer was making out really heavy with some guy in front of her building. And, she was like, it's just not a good look. I'm one of the only black people in my, my building. You know how people be with them, prestigious buildings, and, how HOAs be and all that type of stuff. They barely want to let people of color in the first place. And then you got you and your trash friends outside making out and humping. So, yeah, I get it. So she said she had to go off on Summer. So now that got Shanice feeling like, oh, okay, so it's not just me that's having issues with Summer. Jasmine tells Jordan and Summer that she invited Mariah. Justice for Mariah. We've been saying this since last season. Her and Mariah were actually like close friends, one of her best friends. And Bria over-exaggerated the argument that they had last season and accused that girl of hitting her and pushing her, which she did not do. Anybody that watched the episode back, that girl did not get physical with that heifer. Okay. And Bria blew it out of proportion, and everybody voted for Mariah to go home, which was so unfair. And I felt so bad for that girl because Mariah was cool, she was fun, and everything. And then come to find out, the whole argument wasn't necessary, and it was all because of Amir, and that didn't even want to stand up and say, hey, it was actually my fault. He let it go down. And I still don't understand why ain't nobody cussed him out because of that. They let him get off scot-free. So, they're cool with Mariah coming, but just to be on the safe side, Jasmine wants to have a house meeting because Phil's name also comes up. Phil came into the house literally for a few hours last season, caused a big ruckus. He was funny to me in the beginning, but he was disrespectful. He got into it with several people and offended several people in the house, and they made him leave. But he will be in town, not to stay with them, but he'll be, he's be in a different house or whatever, but he's still cool with Bria and Shanice, and they wanted to bring him to the house or just to kick it or whatever. But Jasmine wants to see how everybody else in the house feels about it. So after that, we also find out that after the show wrapped, Jasmine reached out to Mariah. She had to FaceTime her, make the first call because she did her wrong. And she said she had a lot of making up to do because, she did her friend wrong. Like, she sided with the house and with Bria over her girlfriend. And that was messed up. It really honestly was. So half of the house go grocery shopping, and Noelle is in the car with them, and Amir tells her that Alex is, checking for her a little bit. So that kind of got her feeling good, about herself and everything. So when they go to the grocery store, she decides to get him something to eat because he's the only vegan in the house, which was very nice and sweet for her to do. I wouldn't have did it because he already got a big head. He already in the home girl. You should not be going out of your way doing nothing for this man. No. Because with men like him, it just feeds his ego. No. You get a man like Alex by ignoring the out of him and paying attention to everybody else but him. And when he pays attention to you, you give him a little bit and then you back away. That's how you get a man like him. You can't be all up on him because it's just like, oh, okay, here go another one. Oh my God, hold her back. Security. Like, that's the type of energy he give off. So they get back to the house and Noelle gives him the food. As soon as she say that she got him food, Summer, who's sitting on the couch, immediately said, that girl looked like, she got who food? Baby, for somebody that don't care, don't want him, you can have him. He wasn't about nothing. The wasn't good. Baby, she was invested in that conversation, honey. She needed to know the who, what, when, where, and how of it all, honey. She turned around so fast. So Noelle give him the food. He opened the box up and gonna say, I'm not really a tofu guy, but it's the thought. I would have said, give it back then. See, that's why you can't do nothing for a man like him. Because it ain't just thank you. Simply. You ain't even have to say all of that. You did not even have to say all it should have been was, oh my God, thank you. That was so sweet, so considerate. Give her a hug. I'm not even a tofu guy, but it's a thought that counts. He didn't even give her no hug, no like thank you or anything. Girl, bitch, you would never have to worry about me, you jolly green giant looking motherfucker. Boy, fuck you and your pancreas. Boy, get out of here. So we also find out that Amir ain't seen no black films except for Love and Basketball. Please revoke his black card. I understand last summer he said, he's never really been around black people like that because I don't think he was raised by his father, but like, you didn't have time. What are you waiting for? I bet you seen Pineapple Express or some shit like that. Dip. So Jasmine calls a house meeting to ask about Phil and Mariah. As far as Phil is concerned, everybody in the house except for Bria and Shanice are like, no, absolutely not. They don't want him anywhere near them. Preston was one of the people that were adamant that did not want to be around him. Jasmine then asks about Mariah. At first, Bria gets mad, but then she turns around and was like, you know what? It's cool. I don't even care. She can come. Not knowing that she was already coming anyway. So I don't even understand why Jasmine posted a question like that. Like, you should have just told her I already invited her. What's she gonna do? Whoop your ass? No. What's she gonna do? Lock the door and not let her in? No. Like, it's already done now. So after the group meeting, Preston is really upset and starts to cry and tells Amir that he hates being the only gay person in the house because he never wanted Phil in the house in the first place. And they flash back to last season where when Phil came in the house, Preston was the only one there and he had just gotten out the shower, didn't even know that this random person was in the house. And dude was like, you know, get dressed, come down here, stop acting soft or whatever he said. And Preston was like, you know, he basically know what type of dude Phil is. And how it feels to be ostracized and teased and bullied by people like him, you know, and you could tell it really triggered him. And I get it. I 100% get where he was coming from with that. And I wish that the other housemates, particularly Bria and Shanice, would have taken out the time to understand where he was coming from, or even ask, like, really, why don't you want him here? What happened between you two that made you feel this way? You know, I felt bad for Preston. I really honestly did. Bria and Shanice call Phil and tell him that nobody want him there, and says that Preston in particular didn't want him there. Phil was like, can't no grown man be that upset. And once again, it's like the belittling comments, you know. I'm happy that Preston wasn't there to hear that because he could have taken that any type of way. But this is what people are talking about. Instead of you saying, shouldn't a grown man be that upset? All right, I get it. I really offended a lot of people. I came in there and I acted ass. Plain and simple, you know. So Bria was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bria fake as mind you. Preston, I hope you watching this season and wipe your hands of her ass. Bria is messy as and she don't give a fuck about nobody but her and that ugly ass dog of hers. So Noelle comes over and joins the conversation, and Phil trying to flirt with her and tells them that Mariah told him not to tell anybody that she was planning on popping up anyway. So Bria was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah, Jasmine already got her a plane ticket. So Bria now like, oh, so this playing in my face. Okay. Even Shanice and Noelle was looking like, oh, Jasmine on that. Okay, like what was the point of the group meeting if you had already gotten her a ticket? Jasmine, you did look crazy. You do look crazy, girl. But this is why I don't understand why grown folks lie. Why are you lying about things? Like, we're grown at this point. What they gonna do to you? Ain't like you gonna get on punishment. Like, just tell the truth. Like, what is the point of lying? So Bria at this point feels duped. So that night, everybody's heading to dinner and Jordan is having a meltdown because of her hair situation. She talks about how in the past she had the option of wearing a wig, but now it's a necessity. She has to. And I've never dealt with alopecia. And as you can see, I don't mind rocking a bald head. I think she would feel better about her hair if she got a better hairstylist, maybe. Because I know plenty of people that have alopecia, deal with hair loss, or whatever the case may be. And this being something that she's gone through her whole life, it was shocking to me how bad she was taking it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that she didn't like her hair. Maybe because her wig be looking a mess. I think if she had somebody to really do her hair and do it good, she wouldn't care about wearing wigs, you know. But I think it's just the way her hair was looking. I really honestly do think that had her in her feelings, you know. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But she ends up going out to dinner with them anyway. They get to the restaurant, and Bree says, Jasmine, was it premeditated for Mariah to be in the house? And Jasmine is caught off guard. So she was like, I definitely wanted to invite her for sure. That ain't answer the question, girl. So Bria was like, was her ticket already purchased? Jasmine says, as of now it is. Bria was like, since when? Jasmine was like, as of last night. Lying her off, because really the ticket was purchased 5 days prior. 5 days prior being the exact day they came into the house. So she lying still. And I'm like, girl, you too old to be lying. You got a whole baby in your stomach and you lying about plane tickets and who you inviting to a house. Girl, that ain't none of y'all's. So Jordan was like, well, when it comes to Mariah, nobody considered what Bria went through with her. Jordan, shut the up, because Bria didn't go through shit. And anybody that says she went through anything with Mariah last season need to suck several because that girl didn't go through nothing. Didn't go through a damn thing. If anything, she needs to be apologizing to Mariah for overreacting to something that was honestly in her head. That girl did not put her hands on her, did not do anything to her. Bria think that she can get loud and talk to people any kind of way, and Mariah matched her energy, period. So have several. So after that, Summer was like, you know, it's not that deep. Bria was like, it is that deep. And so Summer was like, let me just shut up. So Jasmine in her confession was like, I had to ask my best friend to leave to make one house guest feel safe. I don't think she's a danger to the group. I took initiative with Mariah because I know my friend needs to feel supported by me. I did what I had to do, even if that included buying a plane ticket. And I wish instead of saying that in her confessional, she said that to the group. That this is why I did that, because I feel bad and I was wrong for how I treated my close friend. After watching the show back, I don't think that she did anything that was harmful to you, and she deserves a second chance. Point blank and the period. Deal with it. Fight me. What you gonna do? Nothing. So I wish you would have said that instead of pussyfooting around the whole situation. So Bria texts her mama, telling she ready to leave. She abruptly go and storm off again, having a hissy fit, throwing a tantrum like always. And it's like, just please run away this time. Run, Forrest, run, and don't come back. I'm so sick of her and her bratty ass antics. You too ugly to be acting like that. Like, girl. Like she not ugly, but like, she ain't turning no heads when she ain't got on makeup. And I can say that because I ain't turning no heads when I ain't got on no makeup, for real. So, but like, girl, like, Bria, please sit down. Please. Jiminy Cricket looking like, girl, please. So, Summer asks, no, I'm sorry, my bad. So Amir asked Summer, does she want to have a conversation with Shanice? Because things have been awkward between them. She was like, yeah. He's like, you want me to initiate? She was like, yeah. Like, how old are we? So Amir was like, Shanice, someone want to have a conversation with you. Shanice was like, okay. She really didn't want to have it, but she was like, all right, let's do it. She tells her why she was offended about the no clothes comment. They get to talking about the situation, and Summer ends up getting loud with Jordan. And Jordan get loud back with her. Summer gets upset at the table when Jordan leaves and was like, why is it that Jordan can get loud with people, but when I do it, I'm so wrong? And, you know, the people left at the table was like, you know, both of y'all go from 0 to 100 real quick. All right. So they go to a club afterwards. Noelle in the club and she sees Alex flirting with some random girl and she feels some type of way about it. Even though the night before she was just flirting with somebody else in his face. But okay. I think she was just young and drinking it in her feelings. So she talked to some of the girls about it. They like, you should talk to him. Summer tells her specifically, like, y'all just need to talk. Girl, why is you listening to her? Because she's sabotaging you. She know that not gonna like this. That's the reason why he stopped talking to her. So Noelle tells Alex that he's attractive, and she was like, you probably don't even know that I like you. And he was like, yeah, I kind of knew or whatever. It was like, how did he not know, girl? You done bought him something to eat. You've been flirting with him. That man, no. So Noelle was like, well, a toxic trait of mine is sometimes I can become territorial of people. And I was like, wrong, 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 wrong. Abort mission, abort mission, abort mission. Girl, this is the wrong thing to be saying to a man. Any man. You don't say that. That you could be territorial when it comes to people. Girl, that is red flag central. Like, you should have just walked away. You should just walked away at that point. She says, but I also realized that last night I was acting single too. What you mean acting single? Y'all not together. You are single. Oh, Lord. Strike two. Strike two. Then she says, so it's like you talking to the girl in there. It's in my face. Strike three. He can do what he want. He not your man. What girl? Y'all been in the house 5 days. What is going on? Oh, Lord. Then she says, you're single and I want you to move freely without thoughts of me. But then I still want you to think of me as somebody who can be of interest. Tink. That was the worst. I don't even know. I can't even call it a pickup line. I don't know what that was, but it was the worst. Like, if you want to turn a man off, say that. Say that. Like, I don't know what she was thinking. Ooh, child, that was horrible. So if I would have been a man, I would have been like, yeah, if I did like you, I'm so good. I'm so cool on you. Thankfully, he let her down gently. He was just like, I just got out of something. It's a lot or whatever. She's embarrassed. Her feelings are hurt. You can tell. She was like, all right, I'm about to go. So Alex then goes over to the guys and was like, it was like she already made up in her mind that I was her man. And that's literally how it came across. It literally was. And it's like, girl, you too pretty to be talking like that. Ooh, Lord. Cringy. So on the way home, Jordan tells Summer that they need to talk. So Jordan was like, when they got to the house and they parked the car, Summer opened the door and was like halfway out. Her body was halfway out the car. So Jordan was like, I know you're leaving. And Summer was like, I'm not leaving. I need air. And I was like, see, this is what y'all been arguing about. Cause one of y'all could be talking like y'all got some sense. And then the other one get to yelling like a maniac. So Jordan was like, you interrupted me. Then you want to turn up and I don't understand what's going on. Summer was like, it's always your way. You want to attack me. Jordan was like, you feel attacked? I'm having a conversation. Summer says, I can't say a word. I'm going to say one thing and then I'm going to walk away because I'm not a good friend to you. And Jordan was like, no one has said anything about you not being a good friend. Summer was like, I don't even get to say what I wanted to say. And Preston trying to calm them down. Alex just sitting there on mute. Summer slammed the door and the episode goes off. Both of them on a period. They need Jesus and a nap. At the end of the day, they both crazy. Them bitches nuts, okay? That's all I got to say about them. This is a great episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I'm going to give it an A. It was a lot going on, honey. Don't like Summer. Don't like Jordan for real this season. On the fence with Preston. Jasmine kind of like just there, but I don't like the fact that she lying for no reason. Alex, he too much on himself for me. Amir, not my cup of tea. Nick at night. Shanice, ball of fun. Love her. Love Noelle. But baby, her shooting her shot was a miss, honey. That was a foul. All right.